In the community, the topic of who is the strongest character in One Piece is a very heavily debated topic, as a lot of people have a lot of different agendas, so this makes people interpret the series in a different way, allowing them to reach the different conclusions from others on who they think is the strongest in the series. Whether they're a diehard Admiral fan or a diehard Yonko fan, everybody has their own different way of viewing the story. Well, in this video I'll be going over all the candidates, and by the end I'll be listing out who I believe could be the strongest in the series right now. But before I get into the video, it would be greatly appreciated if you guys could like and subscribe, as I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers. Plus, if you subscribe, you get more content like this on a regular basis, so it's a win-win. Anyway, that's enough of the promo. Let's get into why you're really here. Starting off, I want to go over who I think isn't in discussion the strongest right now. Now, I think everybody has the exact same top 7 in the verse right now, so I'm going to list that in no particular order. Everyone should have Luffy, Shanks, Mihawk, Kuzan, Dragon, and Blackbeard in their top 7. I'm going to assume that most of you guys do. So now that we have a basis, I'm now going to say who I believe out of those 7 cannot be the strongest right now. Obviously, in the future they may be, but as of right now, I don't think they are. So I'm going to list out the ones that who I believe can't be. Well, to begin, I'm going to remove Blackbeard solely because I feel like he is one step away from just being the strongest. Maybe asking, why isn't he in the other group? Well, because he isn't on that level. That one step will take him from here to being the strongest, if that makes sense. Like, he takes one leap over them and then he's just there. Blackbeard is a very obvious opponent for Luffy, and he does currently hold 2 of the most powerful devil fruits out there. But as I said before, I feel like there's something he's missing, so until he gets that one thing or shows us that one thing, I won't be putting him in them discussions. Next is unfortunately our favourite monkey boy, Monkey D. Luffy. Luffy by the end of the series will definitely be the strongest character in One Piece, but as of right now, I feel like he's a little bit too underdeveloped. But don't worry, in due time, Luffy will be the strongest. Our reasoning behind this is purely because of his time limit. If he didn't have his time limit, he would be in the other discussion, but for right now, he does have a time limit, so we're going to put him here. Finally, I'd like to eliminate Kuzan from the conversation. Kuzan is a very tight and well-rounded fighter, but due to his loss against Sakazuki, I can't put him up there, but he is one of the greater fighters in the story. Now that I've gone over the people that I don't think are in the discussion, let's go over the people who I think are in the discussion. For the potential candidates, I want to tackle Sakazuki. Sakazuki is regarded as one of the more stronger characters in One Piece, as he's able to go toe-to-toe with Whitebeard and beat Kuzan in a fight. It's also great to mention that the Admirals were stated to be the strongest force in the Navy, which means that Sakazuki, Kuzan, and even Kizaru were stronger than Garp and Sengoku back in Marineford. And if we've learned anything about those 2 old men, listen, they don't play around when they get serious. The Admirals being top tiers is very consistent, as we've seen them contend with very respected characters, and we've seen them come out relatively fine. Like, Kizaru's deal with Rayleigh and Luffy, Sakazuki's obviously fought Whitebeard and Kuzan has obviously dealt with Garp. And even with their mental strains, they are still able to put out wonderful performances, so Sakazuki is obviously going to be up here. Along with those things listed, Sakazuki is among one of the potential opponents for Luffy in the future, so that and everything else is just a way for him to be basically at the top. Next up is Shanks, and Shanks being here is very obvious. I doubt anybody's batting an eyelid at this. From being on Kaido's list, to one-shotting Kid, to contending with Mihawk in his early days and his split in the skies of Whitebeard, do I even need to continue? Shanks' portrayal throughout the story has been nothing but perfect, with him being the one to give Luffy a straw hat and gain it from Roger, and it just basically means that he's destined for greatness. Along with that, his dad, or somebody that, okay, we don't know if Garling is his dad, could be his uncle, could be his cousin, we don't know, but obviously Garling is related to him. With Garling being the head of the Holy Knights, and the Holy Knights obviously taking on Roger, Whitebeard, and them back in God Valley, come on, Shanks has it in his DNA, he's meant to be that guy. And to add on to his old rival, we have Mihawk. Mihawk is here because of his title, since obviously his title does state him as the world's strongest swordsman, so if you want to use it like that, yes, he can be stronger than Shanks. I mean, Mihawk's feats aren't the best, but obviously he does have patrol, since he's going to fight us already end of the series, and as just stated, his title, so Mihawk being up here shouldn't be an issue, since obviously his title does hold a lot of relevance in the story. And I'm not going to lie to you, if you don't believe his title is real, then listen, it's your way of interpreting the story, but look, listen, there's a reason he has that title. But yeah, I do place Mihawk up here. Lastly is Dragon, and let's go over why he's in the running. Alongside the Marines and piracy as a whole, Dragon has made a faction big enough to be recognized alongside them, and he is at the very forefront of it. If you pair that with the fact that he's taking on the world government itself, along with him being obviously in between Luffy and Garp, it's basically right there in front of your face. He has to be strong. For someone to stand up to Emu, the Gorosei, the Holy Knights, and everybody else, it shows how strong he has to be. Obviously, with his lineage being a massive factor, along with his army that he controls, Dragon, there is no question about it. Dragon does have to be one of the strongest characters in the series without a doubt. But now that I've actually listed out everybody that I believe is on the list, who do I think is the strongest? Now, if you know anything about me, you already know what I'm gonna say. The characters I've listed, and by the way, it was not ordered. It just happened to come out this way. I believe that Dragon is the strongest amongst all these people, solely because of his lineage and because of what he's going to do at the end of the series. With him being in between Garp, somebody who was contending with Roger, and Luffy, who was going to be the strongest, Dragon being in his prime and everything, it literally just adds up, along with him wanting to take on Emu and the rest. Now obviously I don't think he's going to be stronger than Luffy at the end of the series, hell no, but he can be on, I don't know, a level comparable to Luffy at the end of the series. Now obviously the rest can definitely be, but I just think out of all of them, out of this little tight ranking, I do think that Dragon does edge it. Now notice I said on this list, overall, I definitely think that Emu is the strongest in the series right now. Emu looks like the final boss of the series, and I'm going to go over why I also think that there are other factors that do add into this. As I said, aside from them being the main villain, I think they're strong due to them being the Gorosei's leader, and we've seen that the Gorosei are pretty strong. Well, they're pretty strong when they want to be strong. And I do have a theory that Emu is powering them directly, or they are spawns of Emu, or like Emu spawns them or whatever, because when Joyboy let off that Haki blast, Emu felt that. I don't know how Emu felt that, but if you want to say they are spawns of Emu or something like that, they get their power from Emu, then obviously if Emu's creating 5 people that strong, then what is Emu himself? Or herself? Emu could be a girl. But yeah, unless Joyboy's Haki is able to travel the whole world and tap like Emu on the shoulder, like that one fan art of Shanks tapping Greenwood on the shoulder, then I really do think that Emu has spawned them and they are spawns of Emu, making Emu very, very impressive. But yeah, out of the characters I listed earlier, I do think Dragon is the strongest, and I do think after that Emu is obviously at the top. But if you have a different opinion to me, please let me know, since I'm very receptive and I will talk about it with you guys, since I do love talking with you guys. I say that when you guys aren't toxic, like chill out on the toxicity, like you can have conversations and argue with each other without telling each other to like that they're stupid and everything. Just have like a decent chat. This video is way shorter than I wanted it to be, but that's fine. I'll see you guys in the next video. I don't know if I'll be uploading on Saturday. I'll probably be uploading on Sunday, I can't lie. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, and thank you for all the support, like genuinely thank you. But yeah, until next time.